Hello and welcome to Crisler Arena, home of the Michigan Wolverines, as we are here to watch the Wolverines take on the Bobcats of Ohio and a little bit of Big Ten MAC action. I'm Dalton Pataki alongside Madison Rostovsky for the first half of this one. Madison, what are maybe three keys to this game that Michigan can escape with a victory against a tough Ohio team?
Well, first thing you have to note is that Michigan is coming off a really tough road schedule. I'm not talking about just the teams they played, but the traveling from the Virgin Islands to Georgia to Xavier to California. Now they're here 2 days after coming off a hard loss at UCLA, and they're taking on Ohio. They got to tough this one out. I think that, one, they need to really focus on their rebounding. They lost by I think about 15 was the rebounding margin between them and UCLA. So that's one thing they have to make sure they focus on. Two, protecting the perimeter. Ohio has some outside shooters, and that's where a lot of their scoring comes from. Lastly, no turnovers. They're going to have to take care of the ball and make sure that they do what's necessary not to give up those easy baskets, because UCLA jumped out real quick on them because of those turnovers.
Yeah, a clean game is definitely going to be wanted by Kim Barnes-Rico from her team. But interesting note you say about this Ohio team, you'll look at the numbers and no one really jumps off the page at you outside of Kiera Lampkins. She's their main scorer. She'll get maybe 20 to 25 shots a game, but everyone else contributes and everyone can shoot the three. You don't see great height out of this team. The tallest girl punching in at 6'2". Michigan could have a size advantage there with Hallie Thome, but don't expect this Ohio team to just come in here and roll over. They're 7-0 and they're feeling themselves.
Yeah,
right
now. And noticing who they've beaten. I mean, they played a pretty strong Duquesne team. Northern Kentucky's always solid. They're in the Horizon League now. They've had some pretty good wins, and they're feeling really good about themselves. And they're looking at Michigan coming in, coming off that hard schedule. They're thinking that they may be able to squeeze one out today.
Starters for both teams, for Ohio, Taylor Agler, Kiera Lampkins, Yamoni Jenkins, Jasmine Weatherspoon, and Hannah Bosinger. And the tip-off, Hallie Thome will tip that back to Sierra Thompson. Michigan, Thompson, Dunston, Thome, Williams, Flaherty, as the feed inside is tipped away by Jasmine Weatherspoon and corralled in. As Agler, the Indiana transfer, brings it up.
Yep, she played there for a year, actually, during my own sophomore season, so I played against her. She had a really quick release behind the arc, so I'm expecting her to hit a lot of shots today.
Bosinger now up top. She gives it over to Jenkins. Jenkins working on Flaherty as it gets swung back around to Bosinger up top. 4, 3, 2, 1. Not cognizant of the shot clock. Just throws something up, an air ball. Bad opening possession there for the Bobcats.
Great first possession for the Michigan Wolverines. You always like when you get a stop like that, getting a shot clock violation. Another interesting note is Hallie Thome, the center for the Michigan Wolverines. Her fraternal twin sister actually plays for Ohio. She was a redshirt, didn't play last year, and she's playing today.
Absolutely fascinating. As the run-up hook there by Thome was no good, rebounded and eventually pushed up for a shot for Agler, as she missed it short iron, and it looked like Jill Dunston, was fouled on the rebound. Give that one to Lampkins, someone that cannot afford to get into foul trouble for this Bobcats team. Thompson now Thome on the wing. Up top to Dunston, over to Flaherty. Flaherty working with 15. She feeds it into Thome. Thome up with the lefty, off the glass and in.
That's
easy.
That's something you should expect every time. The high-low pass from the wing to the inside. Hallie Thome had a great seal for that easy little layup.
2-0 Michigan, 8:20 here to go in this first quarter, as Jenkins takes it all the way in and swatted away by Thome.
That's that size advantage that you're talking about earlier, Hallie being 6'5" and having arm length like that.
And it will only get tougher for the Bobcats if they can't make their outside shots. 18 on the shot clock as the ball did not hit rim. As Lampkins now takes it in left middle lane and lays it in. Tough finish there by Kiera Lampkins.
Yeah, she had Hallie Thome coming right at her, and she just laid it in right underneath that arm.
Thompson now up top to Flaherty. Flaherty dribble drive right side, swatted away by Weatherspoon. Absolute rejection near the rim.
Kaylin's got to be cautious about when she's going in like that with having that size disadvantage being a smaller guard. She's usually pretty crafty around the rim, so I wouldn't expect that to happen again the rest of the game.
That was really one of the less creative moves we've seen out of Flaherty. Now Flaherty, deep three, rattles in and out, no good. Corralled in there, Weathers.
It was a good find by Jillian Dunston with a screen and a kickback with the pass.
Not exactly an offensive shootout early on here, 2-2. Witherspoon, three-hand in her face. It's down. And Ohio takes the lead, 5-2, with 7:37 on the clock. Thompson now swings around to Williams. Williams over to Flaherty. Receives the screen. Tries to go high-low into Thome. Tipped away. Eventually brought in by Jenkins. Jenkins pushes the pace. Over to Bosinger. Bosinger for three. Back iron, no good. Rebound Thompson. Michigan moving left to right across your radio dial. Ohio right to left. Taken all the way in by Sierra Thompson, and no good. She gets her own rebound, but didn't establish herself back in bounds. That'll be a turnover. Fresh 30 and the ball for Ohio.
A couple of quick turnovers there for the Michigan Wolverines on easy passes they could have made to get layups, but passing from the chest instead of over the head, that's going to cause those tips and deflections by Ohio to go the other way.
And a couple freshmen check in. Kayla Robbins checks in for Jill Dunston, and Kaiser Gondrzik checks in for Danielle Williams as Gondrzik tips a pass away and brings it up now. Working with Jenkins against her, and Jenkins, a tough defense, causes Gondrzik to lose it out of bounds. Another Michigan turnover. Madison, you touched before the game. They had to play a clean one to win, and they're down 5-2 early on.
Yep. Kaiser just didn't really establish position right there, kind of bobbling the ball for a second and kind of got nervous when the defense came up on her like that. But that's another turnover by Ohio now, and Michigan's coming back with the ball.
And Gondrzik pushing it up, tipped away by Jenkins, but she's going to get caught for reaching in a little bit.
Yeah, I think Kaiser got bailed out there on that one. I thought it looked pretty clean. For
Ill-advised drive. I would have to agree with you there, actually. I would be pretty upset if I were Yamoni Jenkins. Sierra Thompson will be triggering for the Wolverines on the baseline. She can't get it in. Quickly gets it into Kayla Robbins. Robbins working with Weatherspoon on her. Hook absolutely rejected. No offensive creativity thus far as Jenkins brings along the wing for Ohio.
Another block by Witherspoon right there.
She goes in, tries to kick it out, tipped by Robbins, corralled in by Thompson. Thompson pushing it. No numbers. Oh, hesitation, mid-range jumper. Back iron, no good. Gets her own rebound, goes through, and she just swings it back in as it eventually gets into Thome. Thome finds Robbins. Robbins goes into Witherspoon and draws the foul.
That's a layup that you got to make, though, by Kayla Robbins. She gets a jump down pass like that. She's wide open. She doesn't need to draw contact like that. She just needs to go right up and make that layup.
Yeah, she was looking for the contact there. And 2 free throws, never guaranteed, but the first one is down. Making this one a 5-3 game. Ohio in the lead. Lampkin's layup and a Bosinger 3 is what gives Ohio a 1-point lead as Kayla Robbins hits the second.
Michigan's had some pretty good looks by Sierra Thompson, like a layup and a couple of jumpers, just in and out.
And a lost ball there goes over to the Wolverines.
This game is just a game of turnovers right now. Pretty ugly game, to be honest.
Ugly early on. Dump into Thome. Thome gets it up. Fouled. Can't get it to go down as it rolls across the back iron. 2 free throws upcoming for the Michigan twin, Hallie Thome. Jenkins picks up another foul. Her second of the day. No sign of a sub for her yet.
Ohio already has 14 fouls, and Michigan has 0.
And both free throws go down as Michigan takes over 6-5. 5:40 to go here in this one. as Agler brings it around, working with Flaherty on her. Over to Jenkins onto the wing. Gondrzik couldn't get in front of her as she drove. Foul. Let's see if this goes on her or Robbins, who came over to help. It will be on Gondrzik. Olay type defense there by Kaiser Gondrzik. And Jenkins will get a couple free throws to reclaim this lead. As the first one's down, it's a tied ball game. The first foul on the Michigan Wolverines goes to the freshman. And the second one, front iron and out. This one stays tied at 6 as it quickly gets pushed up. Gondrzik tries to feed it into Thome. Agler knocks it back into Gondrzik's hand. Now over to Flaherty, dump back into Thome. Thome lefty off the glass is good. That's been there all day. And expect them to keep going to it as Michigan's up 8-6 now. Jenkins up top. She looks over to Agler. Agler dribble drive.
Oh, great help side defense by Kayla Robbins and Sierra Thompson. Just knew that Agler was going to go up with that left layup. They came over to help.
Jenkins now has it up top. 8-7 on the play clock. Dribble drive. She's quick, but misses the layup. Rebound Michigan. Push over to Flaherty on the right side. Hesitation move. Now crossover. She just pulled it back up top. Trying to go back in. Doing it all herself and can't finish. Not a great offensive possession there for the Wolverines.
Wolverines have to be careful about taking those quick shots and need to find the best shot.
Good job there by, it looked like, Lampkins, who sealed off Thompson on the inside but can't finish the layup as it gets swung down into the corner to Kayla Robbins, and she took steps before she dribbled. 4:24 as we hit the first media timeout. Michigan up 8-6. Early impressions, Madison.
This is an ugly game so far, Dalton. They're turning the ball over a lot. They're not finding the mismatches that they need to on the inside. And on defense, honestly, they're getting lucky. Ohio's missed a couple of layups now. If they hit, this would be, a 6-point game instead, where Ohio would be up instead of Michigan Wolverines.
And Ohio, as much as we talk about how the Wolverines haven't had great possessions, Ohio's gone over 3 minutes without a field goal. Getting points via the charity stripe. Michigan can't get beat and then fouled to recover. We've seen Jenkins show that she's maybe the quickest girl on the court at any given time, blowing by both Sierra Thompson and Kaiser Gondrzik, people who are quick in their own right. But
Ohio really needs to expose that too. If they know that their guards are quicker than the Michigan Wolverines guards, and they need to expose that and use that to get to the basket and possibly draw fouls. The Michigan Wolverines are doing a good job of playing help side defense, especially when Ohio's driving from the left or right baseline, because the other side knows they need to slide over. If they were attacking more head on from the top of the key or the wings, I'm not sure if that help side's going to be there. Another note, though, Ohio already has 5 turnovers in the first 5 minutes of the game. They keep this up, they could end up with 20 turnovers just in the first half.
And Michigan, not to be outdone in the turnovers category, have 4 themselves. Sloppy basketball the first 6 minutes into this one. But Michigan leads 8-6, 4:24. This Michigan team can score it. We've seen that maybe all of KBA's tenure here at Michigan.
Yeah.
It's just, can Ohio come into Crisler and catch Michigan on an off night? And that's what it's looking like so far.
Yeah, I think that during that media timeout, that's when, Coach Arico's really looking at the team and telling them, hey, I know you guys must be tired. I know there's a lot going on right now, but you really need to focus and you really need to play hard for the next 36 minutes, or else we could lose this ball game.
Jill Dunstan now in for the Wolverines. Lineups are the same for Ohio. Jenkins will be initiating the offense here over to Bozing. Trying to get to Lampkins. Good defense there by Williams. But now a easy layup as Weatherspoon drove right by Jill Dunstan. Michigan can't get the rebound. It was eventually corralled in by Bozinger, and she gets the foul. Shooting 2, and 2 more free throw attempts coming.
If they give Witherspoon to miss a layup like that, then Wolverines got to get a rebound, or else they're going to be losing them and most likely fouling just the way they did. But it was a great take on Witherspoon's part, and way to be aware that Bosinger needs to get in and get that rebound.
Yeah, like you said, you don't get gifted too many missed layups. The first one there for Bosinger was good, 8-7. Now the second one is up and back iron, rebound Thome. But Jill Dunstan does not match up well against this team. As Gondrzik tries to take it all the way in, she gets her shot block, gets her own rebound, kicks out to Dunstan. Danielle Williams has it and settles it down. 17-16 as the play clock did not reset. Gondrzik now has it on the wing with less than 10 to work. She receives a screen from Thome. She's working all the way to Danielle Williams, who tries to go baseline. She just loses it out of bounds. Another Michigan turnover. And now Ohio looking to take the lead on this possession.
That's an automatic substitution for a play like that.
And as the doctor ordered, Kate Flaherty checks in for Danielle Williams.
If anything I've learned about Coach Rico is that she can take an aggressive mistake, or if you're working for a play like that, but Danielle had a clear shot that she just chose not to take.
Three from Jenkins, no good. Kind of a loose rebound. We got an off-ball foul on Bosinger. I saw it too. She hooked the arm of Hallie Thome, keeping her from getting the rebound.
What I noticed from watching the UCLA game on Sunday is that Hallie Thome has to play. Hallie Thome has to play. Whether she's in foul trouble, whether she's causing attention, she's somebody that is a game changer. She's the one that helps you win a game. You know, right now she is leading with 6 points, possibly getting 8 right here if she makes these free throws. That's the difference between Michigan winning games and losing games.
The first free throw was made as Michigan is now in the bonus. As, in case you didn't know, women's basketball at the NCAA level is into quarters. And typical to the NBA fashion, 5 fouls will get you in the bonus. The second free throw's down, and Michigan now comes out in a 1-2-2 press, looking to maybe trap at the half-court line as Agler and Jenkins go back and forth. The trap going for Michigan, tipped by Jill Dunstan. And there was an over and back call, but I think this is going to get reversed and called an inadvertent whistle because that ball was tipped by Jill Dunstan. And that's what it is. That is the correct call.
Wolverines going to stop right now.
Michigan looks like they're going into their man set now as they may be calling off the press dogs with this sideline inbounds. Kim Barnes-Rico having some words with the refs, maybe getting an explanation of what happened there.
She always needs an explanation when something goes wrong.
Jenkins up top, swings over to Agler. Agler, nice little pump fake, gets Flaherty a bite, but good help side defense by Dunstan. She has the much quicker Witherspoon. She tries to spin move into the lane. Hook no good. Rebound Witherspoon. She kicks out now to Lampkins. And Lampkins doesn't put it on the deck. And she calls for traveling violation. Another turnover in this sloppy game. 2:47 to remain here. Michigan ahead 10-7. Much off their 90 points per game scoring pace. Both teams without a field goal. Ohio in the last 450, Michigan in the last 235. Gondrzik on the wing.
The screen down for an open up. They don't seem to get it for her.
Was not there. Now Thompson with 10 on the clock. We have an off-the-ball foul.
No. We have an off-the-ball 3-second call.
Oh, a 3-second violation on Kayla Robbins.
Another turnover. And that's another automatic substitution. That's a mental mistake that you have to be aware of.
That's not knowing where you're at on the floor.
Especially if you're a post player.
Coaches hate that the most. And Michigan gifted again with another missed layup as Agler can't finish with seemingly no one around her. Skip past to Gondrzik, and as you could assume, it goes flying out of bounds. Another turnover.
I think Wolverines are now at 6 turnovers. Seven turnovers in 8 minutes of basketball.
Ohio shooting 18%. Michigan beating them in that stat by 2%. Michigan 2 of 10, Ohio 2 of 11. Jenkins now has on the wing working on the freshman Gondrusek. Up top to Lampkins, who's been silent, their maybe best shooter. She dribbles it off her knee into a jump ball situation. It will stay with Ohio, but only 7 seconds remain on the play clock.
That's potentially another turnover for Ohio. Luckily, the ball possession was to them.
Not what the basketball purists would call a fun game to watch, but it's close. This ball gets thrown all the way back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep three from Agler. Back iron, no. That play clock may have started a little early, tipped around out of bounds. Refs will award it to Michigan. I think that play clock might have started a little early there, Madison.
I think it did too. I mean, it shouldn't have started until she caught it at half court, and it was already at 4
when she got it.
Yeah.
And the refs are having a word with the clock keeper.
It should be Ohio ball again. I don't really know how that works out since the play had already gone through.
I would assume that it is just the refs missed it. So a lot of Michigan basketball alumni here in the building, you included. I've seen Hallie Wangler today, Nicole Elmblad. I just spotted Shannon Smith walking the floor.
Even Kelsey Mitchell's here in the stands, even though she's not quite an alumni, still playing basketball at the University of Detroit Mercy, where she took her graduate year.
Kelsey Mitchell, one of those what could have been careers.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for health problems, she could have been one of the best rebounders that this university's ever seen. And you grew up with her in this system. I think I'm not too far off by saying that.
You're not. I've known Kelsey since my freshman year of high school when I was 15 years old, and I've never seen anybody jump the way she jumped. She could grab anything, snatch anything, and when we got to college, we were the same year. Unfortunately, she tore ACL her first year, so she redshirted, and then our sophomore year when she made a comeback, she broke her foot. That set her out another year. So that was tough. She came back. She had an incredible senior year, went out with a bang, and now she has an opportunity to continue playing, not just for this year, but she has another year after that if she decides to keep it.
Granted, that medical 6th year, one of the toughest players I've seen in the Michigan maize and blue. A real grinder by every sense of the word, and we wish her nothing the best at Detroit Mercy, a fine institution.
Yeah, I seem to know another couple other players on that basketball team too.
Yeah. As we start back up with less than a minute and a half here in the first quarter of play, Michigan up 10-7. Sierra Thompson has on the wing, tries to go baseline, cut off there. Up top to Williams, over to Flaherty. Flaherty working with Lampkins on her. Nice crossover to get in the lane. Can't do anything, though. Called for a travel was Kaiser Gondrusek. I hate to sound like a broken record, but that's another Michigan turnover.
That's 8 now for them in the first quarter. It's tough. Sometimes, when you start playing the game and you get into that funk, sometimes it's hard to stop. It's sometimes hard to stop turning the ball over.
Ball tipped away by Gondrusek. Gondrusek bringing it all the way in. Gets her shot blocked out of bounds. It will stay Michigan ball. Gondrusek going into the contact looking for a foul. They haven't really called much yet.
I think that's like 4 or 5 blocks on Ohio now, by Ohio.
Yeah,
they just know how to time the ball.
4 blocks by the Bobcats. Weatherspoon checks back in. As we also see Amani Burke making her first appearance. Missed shot there by the Wolverines. Rebound Bozinger. Pushed all the way up to the newly subbed in Burke. And she draws a charge is Sierra Thompson. Right place, right time. Something that I know this Michigan Wolverine team prides themselves on.
They needed that. Taking charges like that, that's a game changer. That's just a mood changer. So hopefully they can pick it up now going into the second quarter.
Maybe the spark this Michigan offense needs to get going. 20 on the play clock, 30 on the shot clock. Or excuse me. on the game clock. Gondrzik now up top. Has the larger Bosinger. Finds Jill Dunstan nicely. Lays it up and in. 12-7 Michigan. 14 seconds to go as this will be the last possession of the quarter. Belongs to Ohio. Jenkins is going to wait. Now she starts to play into the corner. Blocked there by Flaherty. Flaherty trying to get something off. Can't. Good defense there by Burke to prevent a half quarter, but Michigan gets the quick bucket from Jill Dunstan and a nice feed from Kaiser Gondrzik. Finds themselves up 5, 12-7. Still not the quarter you would want, but not a bad end. The charge into the basket, into a block 3. Maybe Michigan can finally take off.
No, one thing that we used to practice when I was playing at Michigan was a game called Stop, Score, Stop, which was to get a stop, score the ball, get another stop. And that's how we would try and think about games, taking one possession at a time, whether on the defensive or the offensive end, because sometimes when things aren't falling or you're turning the ball over in offense, it doesn't mean that it has to affect your defense. So I'm glad to see that they're able to finish the quarter off strong because hopefully that can propel them going into the second quarter.
Now, you talked early, they had a brutal road trip to the Virgin Islands, to Atlanta, to the West Coast, now back here on a Tuesday night at the start of finals week. How do you get juiced up for a game like this?
Well, first of all, any day that it is game day is the best day. Always. You're always going to get excited to play. You don't have to practice. You get to put that uniform on. You get to come out in Crisler and play. But I remember, the tough road trips going into finals week and playing on a Tuesday night against, a team that realistically, as a Big Ten school, you're supposed to win. You're supposed to beat them. And you have that fear of, oh my gosh, we're so tired. Oh my gosh, we have 3 exams this week. Are we going to be able to pull this out? So you get excited because it's game day, but realistically, you also kind of have to motivate yourself to play as hard as you can, despite anything else that's going on.
How did you do it?
How did I do it? Well, I would try to focus in that when I stepped on the court, the only thing that mattered was the game. For those 2 hours, I blocked off anything else that was needed except to win the basketball game. The games like this is what makes or breaks your season in March. And a loss like this one could really affect your chances to making that NCAA tournament.
Especially Michigan playing in the Big Ten.
Yes.
Not even arguable that it is the toughest women's basketball conference with the likes of Michigan State and Maryland at the top there.
Oh, absolutely. And Ohio State now in the top 10. Are you kidding?
Nebraska's always a tough opponent. They play the Wolverines hard every time. And we're underway in the second quarter. Michigan will start with the ball. Skip all the way over to Nicole Munger, seeing her first action in 2 games as she was dealing with a foot injury. Promptly throws a Michigan turnover. Lampkins tries to take it all the way in. She stopped at the block, poked away there by Flaherty. She's going to get caught for reaching in.
So I have a question as to why you would put Nicole Munger in to start the second quarter. I think that, maybe it would have been a good idea that during the flow of the game, you would have substituted her in just because she hasn't played in a couple of games.
Nicole Munger promptly subbed out, as you said. KBA known to have that quick leash. Bosinger tries to take it in on, what was that?
It was a foul on, I think, Hallie Thone. I think she's about to be subbed out too. That's her second personal foul.
That quick leash once again.
I think it's a mix of that and a mix of protecting Hallie because, as I said earlier, Hallie needs to play. And if she gets that, not in for her. But I would assume that if she gets her third foul, she's going to be subbed out.
Yeah, you would have to assume you have to keep her out of foul trouble. Interesting substitution pattern thus far. We saw Nicole Munger in for 1 possession. And then instantly Gondrzik comes back in, who hasn't played stellar by any means. Flaherty pull-up jumper is good, 14-8.
We have Danielle Williams playing the 4 position now. She's always known to play 1 through 4 spots, from point guard all the way to small forward.
She is arguably the best rebounding guard on this team. And she has the task of covering Weatherspoon, who's significantly taller. And Bozinger, 3, no good. And we're going to get a foul here on Weatherspoon. She tossed Danielle Williams to the ground, who, as I highlighted, great rebounder, great position. That ball might not be theirs without Danielle Williams there.
You know, speaking about guards that rebound, I know Sierra Thompson works her butt off on the defensive end. She already has 4 rebounds thus far.
I would say the premier defender on this Michigan team. She draws maybe the hardest defensive guard matchups.
She does. That's always her job, to guard the toughest player, the best player on the other team for those 40 minutes a game that she usually logs.
Flaherty tried to feed it into Thome, tipped away. Michigan ball still, 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Thompson triggering for the Wolverines. She gets it to Williams in the corner, 8-7.
Oh, that's going
deep
up.
3 from Flaherty. No. Rebound Thome. Back to Flaherty. Flaherty hesitation move. Tries to squeeze it into Williams. Tipped on the ground. We got a jump ball. That will be Ohio possession. A turnover for the Michigan Wolverines.
Ohio possession.
That's their 10th turnover of this first half.
14-8. Ohio keeping it close. Certainly not looking good while doing it, but Michigan doing their best to give the fans a close game here.
You know, turnovers sometimes just come from those mental lapses, and I think that I would like to blame that on the tough travel schedule that the girls had and that they're coming off of.
Weatherspoon 3 on the Ohio end missed. Air ball, rebound, Gondrzik pushed it up. Flaherty tried to feed it into Thome, threw it overhead and out of bounds. As we see Dunston and Munger come back in.
Kaylin Flaherty and Hallie Thome are subbed out.
A small ball lineup that you don't typically see with the Wolverines.
Why not? Let's try it. The Wolverines need a spark. They need something. I think Coach Rico is probably getting a little frustrated as the Wolverines committed their 11th turnover.
Gondrzik gets crossed over there. Easy layup for Jenkins, and they finally convert on an open layup. 14-10. Got to have better defense out of that from the freshman.
She really has to learn how to stay low and keep her feet moving. Freshmen always have trouble with that, guarding quicker guards, because they just need to learn how to keep appropriate spacing when playing defense.
Thompson 3, no. Rebound Munger. She brings it out back over to Thompson, a fresh 30 on the shot clock. 7:26 to go in the game. Michigan up 14-10. Gondrzik now in the corner, getting a screen from Dunston. She tries to feed it in, tip turnover. Gondrzik having maybe the toughest game this season. And now a feed into Lampkins, tipped away, turnover Ohio. Munger now up top, and she travels back-to-back-to-back turnovers in this basketball game. Thome now checking in along with Flaherty and Kayla Robbins.
I think that Coach Rico is just looking for a player that's not going to turn the ball over, that's going to give her an answer.
How nervous would you be right now coming back to that bench?
I would probably sit as far as I could away.
Lampkins dribble drive easily in past Thompson. The help defense not strong enough. That layup goes down. 14-12 Ohio.
This is the kind of game that just makes you nervous. That just kind of makes you think, like, what are we doing? What's going on? And you, as a player, you almost think the game is happening without you playing, even when you're out there.
Michigan turned it over on the offensive end, something I've said before. And now Ohio looking to tie or maybe take the lead. As Jenkins has it on the left wing, tries to go baseline, nothing. Skip over to Barker, who's checked in for the first time. Over to Weatherspoon. Barker off the bench for 3. Ohio has the lead now, 15-14, 6:17 to go in the second quarter. Michigan's offensive struggles continue. No points in the last 3 or so minutes.
I would call a timeout.
Ohio on a 7-0 run, and the Michigan offense hasn't gotten a shot up in the last 3 possessions.
They're running a nice little Iverson action with the ball screen on the left side now.
Thompson working with 5-4. Now it's Robbins. Robbins gets it stripped away from her, but a bailout foul as Agler got caught getting a little too aggressive there with the shot clock winding down.
All she had to do is keep her hands up. They would have had another steal.
An absolute killer for Bob Bolden, head coach of the Bobcats.
Oh, that's the worst. As a player on the defensive end or a coach, and you see that you have that one stop, and your player ends up falling.
Maria Backman, the uber athletic junior, checks in now for the Michigan Wolverines. Someone who, if she can put her game together, can be a real asset for this Wolverines team.
Yeah.
Flaherty along the right side. That foul gave them a fresh 30-20 now on the play clock. She kicks in the corner to Thompson. Thompson for two. No good. Rebound Robbins. Robbins up on the left side and in. 16-15, breaking a scoring drought for the Michigan Wolverines that lasted over 3.5 minutes. Jenkins now on the left side. It gets swung all the way around. Barker now with Robbins on her over to Jenkins. Jenkins with 15 on the clock. Tries to dribble drive. Kick over to Bosinger. Bosinger hasn't been close today on threes. That one there, back iron, tipped around, corralled in by Robbins. Robbins pushes it up to Flaherty. Back and running the floor. Flaherty pull up three. Front iron, no good. Rebound, Williams. Williams swatted out of bounds.
See, that play like that, Caitlin pulls up for a three, and Maria Backman is wide open for a left-hand layup. That makes you wonder, why don't you throw the ball to her?
Flaherty did everything right there except the pass. She put the hesitation move on the defender to pull her up to her, thinking she was going to shoot it, and that gave the backdoor lane for Maria Backman. Just not saw by Kate Flaherty, who is – it's definitely something she has to, if she wants to be the floor general that this Michigan program thinks she can be, she has to see that in a game where points have been a real struggle to come by.
Absolutely.
Thompson gets it into the corner to Flaherty. 22 on the shot clock. She's working with Agler, tries to feed it in to Backman.
Just a little too far of a pass. That was a great steal by Maria Backman. And now that is 15 turnovers for the Michigan Wolverines, something I would like to stop saying the rest of this game.
What's going on in that huddle right now, Madison? I'm sure you've been there. I'm sure there's the games against a lesser opponent where you came out and you just haven't played great.
Yeah.
What's going on in that huddle right now?
I think I know Coach Rico pretty well, and I think for these 5 minutes right now, she's going to go in and be really nice and be really – let's finish out these 5 minutes, really worry about one possession at a time. And then when halftime hits, they're going to get it. And it's true. They should get it.
To say it's not earned would be wrong.
Right. They're turning the ball over too many times. They should be up on this team. They have easy layups that they're not executing. And they're just making mental lapses. It's mistakes that they don't need to make, that they're causing themselves.
And on the opposite end, I'm sure you've been on the side where you maybe weren't the greater team on paper, but you've kept this game close. What's going on in Coach Bolden's huddle on the Ohio side?
I'm thinking that they need to keep pressuring the Wolverines on defense. They haven't pressed them, but they're playing really solid half-court defense. It's forcing them to make those mistakes. If I'm in Ohio's huddle, I'm probably hearing that we need to execute, that we need to make those layups, that we need to continue to offensive rebound. And then I'm trying to get Hallie Thome in foul trouble. I'm trying to take it to her. That's what I'm hearing on the other end.
I was about to say, there's coming to mind instantly maybe 3 or 4 semi-open layups that the Bobcats have missed, which, I mean, this game could be a real eye-opener for this Michigan team if those go down. What's interesting, though, is both teams shooting below 30%, Ohio at 25, Michigan at 24. Michigan is dominating this rebounding battle, 22-10. Yet it's only a 1-point game. And another stat you can look at, those 15 turnovers.
Yes. I said this at the beginning, that one of the keys to the game was to limit turnovers. That's the only way that you can keep a team like Ohio, a team that you're supposed to be beating, that close. And
do you believe in jinxes?
I do.
Well, there you
I'm
go.
sorry to say that, but I do.
Michigan.
When I'm a player, I'm never telling you who I'm supposed to be beating. I'm going to go out there and play. But as a spectator, I'm going to tell you, Michigan should be winning this game.
A missed wide open layup from Weatherspoon as Ohio broke the press. They got their own rebound, though. 24 on the play clock as Agler drives inside. We're going to have a foul.
Kayla Robbins.
Kayla Robbins, that's her second. Team third. Excuse me, maybe her first.
Looking at, the stats, I'm surprised to see, Sierra Thompson hasn't scored yet. Neither has Caitlin Flaherty, really, just 2 points. I think their offense is just a little stagnant. Only scoring 16 points thus far is just a little different for the Wolverines.
Lampkin's working inside, kicks out to Agler. In and out three. That would have been a big momentum boost for Ohio if that goes down. Flaherty now trying to work baseline, tries a reverse, rattles in and out, touching almost every part of the rim. Kayla Robbins with the rebound. She kicks it out to Flaherty. Flaherty driving in, flips it up. No good, but gets the foul call. Free throws, as nothing's come easy for the Wolverines. Maybe something at the charity stripe will get this going. We thought maybe that charge and then the Dunstan layup at the end of the first quarter could spark the offense, but nothing seems to be working for these tired Wolverines. As the first free throw hits the front iron, hits the backboard, and eventually jumps down in.
I've played in games where an entire half the team is just in a funk, that you just kind of have no idea what's going on. Come out the second half and you're a brand new team. So I'm hoping that that's what the Wolverines can do today.
Michigan in the press, trying to get a turnover to an easy basket. Both teams haven't had many breakaway points as Ohio now beats that press. It's still going on in the half court. Now Michigan goes back to man. Three-pointer for Weatherspoon. Air ball. As the three-point shooting, something that was highlighted, I know, by both us and this Michigan program as a real weapon for Ohio, hasn't been that great. 2 of 12 for the Bobcats. As Burke now checks in for the historic black and green Ohio team. Thompson has it up top for the Wolverines. 18 seconds over to Flaherty. Flaherty, a little show and go move. She tries to feed it into Robbins. Robbins brings it down, jump ball. Something you can't do. Not a great pass, but Kayla Robbins brought it from above her head back down, and that's where it's going to get tied up. Stays with Michigan. 12 seconds on the play clock. They have to be cognizant of that. Thompson just safely gets it out to Danielle Williams. 10 seconds. Hand off to Thompson. 7, 6, 5. She's working one-on-one. Step back 3. That's down. What a shot.
That's nice. That is very nice.
21-15 now with 3 minutes to go as Ohio breaks this press and an easy lay-in that Ohio finally converts on as it gets pushed up to Williams. Back to Flaherty. Flaherty deep 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound Backman. Out to Flaherty. Fresh 30. She tries to work. Hesitation move. Step through in the lane.
Oh, she just came down right on her.
And it looks like there's going to be a foul called. Blocking foul. I thought Flaherty might have traveled before the contact was made. But Michigan getting away with one there and getting 2 more free throws. Looking to extend this lead. Michigan now up 5. Maybe their biggest lead of the game thus far. Dunstan checks in for the Wolverines. And Barker checks in for the Bobcats. Michigan up 22-17, 23-17 now on the second Flaherty free throw. 2:50 to go as Ohio looking to come into Crisler and upset the Wolverines. As the half-court presses on, it looks Grow. Dribble drive in now by Lampkins. Lampkins left-handed layup, missed, no good. Offensive rebound, Ohio, and they're going to get a Wolverine with a foul. Another missed layup. And another offensive rebound. If Ohio's converted on half of their missed layups, they're in the lead in this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can hear you groaning over there. Just as a fan of basketball, that's tough to see.
It is. I mean, just as I am a fan of basketball. I want to see a good game. I don't want to see another turnover where you're throwing the ball and hitting the ref, as we just saw.
And Agler got caught underneath, thought she could kick it out to Lampkins, but no one was home.
Except for the ref, but he didn't even catch it.
2:26 here to go in the first half of play. Michigan on top 23-17. Thompson has it on the left elbow. Gets a screen from Backman. Now working. Pull-up jumper. No good. Tipped out rebound. Flaherty now for three. Front iron. Rattles no good. Backman missed time to jump, thinking it wouldn't hit a rim the second time. Rebound Ohio as Agler pushes it up. Kickback. Lampkins for three. No good. Rebound Flaherty as she tries to push it up. 4 on 3, Michigan. Flaherty trying to go all the way. Stopped by Agler. Jill Dunstan finds a cutting Gondrzik, and she converts on a tough left layup. Michigan up 25-17, 1:44 to go here in the first half. Michigan trying to extend this lead to double digits. And the Trap almost got a steal there as the floated pass.
Walked.
And a pass fake by Agler into a layup, no good. Rebound as Sierra Thompson tries to take it all the way in. Can't finish the contested ready layup. Saved Jill Dunstan, saves it to Agler, though, who leaked back into the play.
That be considered a turnover? I think so.
I'm not sure if that would be considered a turnover or not. Maybe on the road it would be, but I would imagine the hometown scores. They ruled it a turnover. Thought maybe the Crisler Arena would be a little helpful for that stat sheet, but I guess the difference between 15 turnovers and 16 turnovers isn't too much.
Yeah. Unless you're, Coach Rico and checking that stat sheet at halftime and you see that number, you think that there's a difference.
Monty Burke fouled on the shot attempt, was fouled on the rebound attempt, but Ohio was in the bonus. She missed the first free throw. Second one up and good, 25-18. Just over a minute 15 to play here in the first half. Quickly over to Flaherty, over to Thompson. Thompson wide open three. This has to go down. Front iron, no good. Just that kind of night for the Wolverines. Tipped out, though, and corralled in. Kate Flaherty will settle it up top. She goes over to Gondrzik on the wing.
That's another rebound for Sierra Thompson, who has 6 rebounds now.
Munger over to Flaherty. Flaherty deep 2. Not an analytically good shot. Heels on the three-point line. No good nonetheless.
Kaden Flaherty with only 6 points, 4 of them coming from free throws. She's 1 for 9 tonight and 0 for 5 on the three-pointers. You don't really see that from her often.
No, not only a high score, but a pretty efficient score. As Agler with a couple nice spin moves, gets the ball knocked out of her hands, though, out of bounds. 33 on the game clock, 10 on the shot clock, as Ohio will be triggering underneath. And Coach Bolden is going to want to talk about this. A big possession here. If they can get a bucket out of here, back to a 5-point game. Keep this from getting too big of a lead going into halftime.
I mean, it could be either a 5-point game or a 4-point game, depending on whether it's a 3 or a 2. And if they get a stop and come back and score again, I mean, they could cut this to 2 in 30 seconds.
Yeah, this game's still very much a game. It's the offensive ineptitude that we've seen out of the Wolverines that's been the most shocking part. A team that's averaged over 90 points a game. They are on pace now for 40 below their scoring average. Turnovers, a huge problem at 16. Leading that charge, Kate Flaherty has not been accurate. A lot of them coming on passes inside to Hallie Thome. She's just overthrown them. Could that be a product of her being tired and maybe not focused?
I mean, I think so, but at this point, they have to get out of this funk.
Oh, inbound to Lampkins, and a tough finish over 2 Michigan defenders goes in. 25-20.
Ohio needs to stop right here, right
now. Cut off the play clock. If Ohio can get a stop going into the half, no doubt momentum will be on their side. Flaherty has it on the wing with 13. She gets a screen from Dunstan.
Oh, that's an off arm on Caitlin.
And an off-arm foul on
Wow.
Called on number 3, Amani Burke. Something that I thought for sure was a shove off by Kate Flaherty. She got away with one there. As she gets 2 free throw attempts and hits the first one. That's a backbreaker for this Ohio team.
They have 10 seconds in now. Kaiser Gondrzik and Danielle Williams in for Hallie Thome and Nicole Munger.
Flaherty, the second free throw is up and down. 10 seconds to go. Half-court trap. Good strategy here by the Wolverines. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Ooh.
Taken all the way in by, was that Weatherspoon?
That was number 5.
Lampkins. Couldn't tell. I saw the 5, thought I saw 1. But Michigan being in the bonus, they're going to get the 2 free throws back.
That was a block on Gondrzik.
Gondrzik. Them Polish names, they'll get you.
Checking for the Bobcats, 54, Kendall Jessing.
54, Kendall Jessing checking in. Maybe the offensive rebounding specialist, barring a miss here.
Sometimes when there's substitutions like this with only like
Keep people out of foul trouble.
Yes, exactly. Smart move.
27-21 can get this back to a 5-point game. She doesn't.
She misses.
Rebound, Williams. Williams 2-1. Hoist one. Misses it. Air ball. Michigan goes into the half only up 6 against the 7-0 Ohio Bobcats. What's going on, Madison?
I think that it's just a mixture of a lot of games being played in a short amount of time. Not just at home, though. I mean, they've been away for almost 3 weeks. I think that in the last month, they've only had 4 nights here in Ann Arbor. So that's a pretty tough schedule to be playing, and coming quickly from California here to have this game. And Ohio's a tough team. I mean, they're 7-0 right now. They're looking to get their 8th win here at Crisler. There's a lot of pressure riding on the Wolverines to win this game. And I think that once a team gets into a funk like this, it's kind of hard for them to get out. And the times that I felt the teams I've played on usually have gotten out of that funk is during halftime, during that conversation that Coach Rico has with the team. Sometimes it's a nice one, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes those kick in the butts really can pump you up and really can help you have a better second half.
Yeah, and Michigan maybe can snap out of this funk. Say the first half was the first half. We got out of there with a 6-point lead, and now we got to turn it on. But we're going to leave you for the half and this game. Morris Fabry, Chris Pickler will pick up on the second half of this one as Michigan leads from Crisler Arena 27-21 over the Ohio Bobcats. Stay tuned, folks.
Hello and welcome back to the second half of WCBN FM Ann Arbor's live broadcast of Michigan women's basketball. The Wolverines with a 27-21 lead on the Ohio Bobcats. We're about 2 minutes away from getting things going here in the second half. And Chris, I'm not going to mince words here. It was an ugly first half. 26 combined turnovers between the two teams, 16 from the Wolverines. Sierra Thompson and Caitlin Flaherty combining to go 2 of 19 from the field with, I think, 8 turnovers. No. Only 5 turnovers between them. All 5 of them from Caitlin Flaherty. Michigan's 2-star ball handlers having a bit of a rough one so far. What are some things Michigan can do to turn things around here in the second half and move away from the undefeated Ohio Bobcats?
Well, as Madison said as she was leaving, what the heck? What's going on right now? Flaherty 1 of 10. Thompson 1 of 9. Flaherty's 0 of 5 from 3. She is 6 of 6 at the free throw line, if that means anything.
It means something. It's 6 points. It's the difference in the game.
Yes, that's true. There's only one player, and that's Thompson, with more assists than turnovers, which is not what you're supposed to have at all. Hopefully the men will show them how it's done later today against Central Arkansas. Right now, if you're Michigan, don't shoot 7 of 30 because you're still winning by 6. Your defense is there. I'm not sure how much of it is defense and how much is just poor shooting by the Bobcats, but they have multiple players with 3 fouls on their team. So right now, if you're Michigan, just keep playing the defense that you are. If you can hit a third of your shots, you're probably going to win this game.
You know, I'd say this is familiar territory for the Wolverines. They have struggled at the starts of games in games past. I know in their 66-41 victory over Western Michigan, Michigan was only leading, I think, 26-24 at halftime of that one. It was a similarly ugly game, but Michigan was able to put things together in the second half and pull away with that victory. And, you know, these are the kinds of performances, if Michigan wants to get to their destination down the road, their goal, which is the NCAA tournament, these are the kinds of games where you've got to be able to tough out the tough performances on offense and get things done somehow, and they've done it so far on the defensive end.
You know what? The big difference has actually been at the free throw line. Michigan 12 of 12. It's exactly where you want to be. The men can't even shoot 12 of 12. Ohio at 5 of 10 from the free throw line. They've got Jenkins and Witherspoon with 3 fouls each. Burke and Bosinger 2 fouls apiece. Keep getting to the free throw line. Michigan up 6. Let's play the second half.
It'll be Bosinger, top of the key, driving on thumb, up with the right hand, layup good, through contact, and one. Ohio off to a fast start, just 7 seconds into the second half. Chance to cut this to a 1-score game.
If you're thrown there, you're probably going to foul her either way. Just make sure the ball doesn't get up. If she's going to go to the free throw line either way, just slam that ball down. Feel free to foul her. Instead, you're going to give her a free point here if she can make it.
Bosinger up with the free throw.
There it is.
Nothing but net. And the Wolverines going from right to left across your radio dial wearing all white. Lead this one 27-24. It's Sierra Thompson at the top of the key. Swings it over to Danielle Williams on the left wing. Back up top it goes to Thompson. Looking for Flaherty on the right wing. Back up top to Thompson. 15 on the shot clock. Thompson holds. Guarded closely at the top of the key. Bounce pass inside. It's Williams cutting across the lane and laying it up and in with the right hand. Good off-ball movement from Williams and a nifty bounce pass to find it from Thompson.
Good cut by Williams there.
At the other end, it's Yamoni Jenkins. Up top to Bosinger. Drives up with the right hand. Through some contact. No good. And going the other way, it's the Wolverines. Thompson, long pass up the court to Flaherty. Up with the right hand, no. But she draws the foul and returns to a familiar spot, the charity stripe, where she is, as you mentioned, 6 of 6 so far on the game.
I mean, this is how Michigan's winning the game right now. Flaherty, great job getting up ahead of the defense. Couldn't finish what was relatively an easy layup, but she's going to get 2, hopefully, free points right here.
First one up and good from Caitlin Flaherty, who's usually sweet stroke, has abandoned her from the field so far. Meanwhile, that is the 4th foul on Yamoni Jenkins. She is definitely in foul trouble. Still in the game.
Yeah,
however.
They're going to keep her on. And she's their point guard. She's the one that brings it up the court.
31-24, Michigan leads. It's Agler across half court, trapped in front of the scorer's table. Calls timeout. It was Sierra Thompson and Jillian Dunstan in the area, and Agler just got where you don't want to be, on the border of that half-court marker, right pinned up next to the sideline. No choice but to call timeout so as to not risk another turnover. Michigan leads 31-24, 9:05 to go here in the third quarter, getting things started right, at least on the defensive end.
You know, they teach you that in middle school. You're not supposed to get in that corner right across the baseline near the sideline. She got trapped. Michigan did a great job of trapping her. They saw her there. She picked up her dribble. There's nothing she can do. She did get the timeout. Michigan's got 3 left. Ohio has 2. And that's where it's been for Michigan right now. They've only given up 24 points in the first half, and right now they are where they want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that trap for the Wolverines has forced a lot of teams into some bad spots throughout the course of the season, and it helps when players recognize when the opposition are in those vulnerable spots, as Taylor Agler was in that situation, rushing to the spot, being aggressive without fouling and forcing a turnover. And, you know, Michigan already got a transition opportunity. We saw Flaherty drawing a foul on the outlet pass from Sierra Thompson, and I think that's one way to circumvent offensive issues that you have throughout the course of the game. Just get out and run, force some turnovers, get some odd man opportunities, and you know, thus far Michigan with a slight edge here. 55 seconds into the third quarter.
You know, Morris, you got to remember, Ohio State's not a cupcake. This is not a gimme game. They're undefeated. Regardless of whether or not they've played competition, they still haven't lost a game, and that means something. This is a real opponent. So maybe there is a reason why Michigan can't score right now, but Michigan playing that defense, I mean, it looks like what the football team looks like. These are low-scoring games against quality opponents. And right now, Michigan only on top by 7, but they look like the better team all day.
Absolutely. They've included in the misses for the Wolverines are a lot of open looks. They're only 1 of 8 from behind the arc thus far. Interestingly enough, no attempt from deep from anybody other than Flaherty or Thompson. And this is a team with considerable wealth of shooters on that bench,
including Flaherty, who's 0 of 5 from 3-point, 1 of 10 overall.
Inbound pass almost turned over by Jenkins, but she catches it and now initiates near midcourt. She swings to the right wing to Agler. Over to the right side, finds Lambkins, drives into the paint, drops the ball. It's tied up on the floor. Jump ball possession arrow favors the Wolverines. They take over on the turnover. And that's something we've seen a lot today, too. Lambkins picking up her dribble well outside the paint, so she wasn't going for a layup and didn't have any passing options either.
Well, that was like a triple jump ball there. Flaherty and Thompson both dove on the court and had it with Lambkins. Great effort by Michigan.
Thompson swings to Williams on the left wing. Looked down low to Thome. Instead, got it back up top to Thompson. Now right wing, Flaherty. Flaherty back up top to Thompson. 15 on the shot clock. Michigan's offense stalling yet again. They swing to Flaherty on the left wing. Stops, pops for 3, and knocks it down. Caitlin Flaherty breaks the seal and puts the Wolverines up by double digits.
I shook my head there. That was a really deep 3, and right now some good full court pressure from the Wolverines.
At the other end, Lambkins turns, dishes it inside, and Bozinger turns it over. Williams up ahead to Flaherty. Flaherty up the left side. Hesitates, drives into the lane. Righty floater off back rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Ohio Bobcats. Going the other way, it is Agler. Drives into the lane, kicks it back out. Jenkins tries a 3 off front rim, no good. And now another transition opportunity. Long rebound to Thompson. Up ahead to Flaherty. Struggled with her footwork, but still floated up the lefty layup and put it in. Good adjustment there from Flaherty, who almost botched the easiest basket of the game. 36-24, the Wolverines lead. It's Jenkins handing it off to Lambkins. Swings it far side. Agler driving into the paint. Dishes out from the baseline to Lambkins. Back to the left wing. Pump fake. Driving into the lane is Bozinger. Up through contact. Awkward look. No good. Good verticality on defense by Thompson. She gets the rebound and outlets to Flaherty.
Great defense there.
Flaherty back to Thompson on the right wing. Down low to Thome. Triple teamed. Has it swatted away by Agler.
They've been going into Thome all day today, but when there's 3 girls on him, maybe try to find an open player instead.
Agler turns, swings it to Bozinger. Top of the key. 3. No good. Rebound pulled down by Dunston.
These 3s are deep, and they are not even close from Ohio. They're 2 of 14 today.
Long outlet pass to Danielle Williams on the left wing. Tried to dump it down low to Thome, but she was fouled by Bozinger. It was another lackluster entry pass from the Wolverines. Fortunately for Michigan, Bozinger a little hard-pressed to deal with Hallie Thome's size, and she committed the foul.
Michigan in a 9-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes. In Ohio, it's looking like their big game is the 3-point line. 2 of 15 now.
And now quick off the baseline out of bounds. Gondrzik rattles a 3 in and out. Rebound pulled down by the Bobcats. Going the other way is Jenkins. Over to Agler. Quick 3 from the left wing. Off back rim, no good. Good line just missed on the distance
If
ever
O-
so slightly.
If Ohio wants to do that every possession, Michigan will let them, and Michigan will win this game by 20+.
Now it's Flaherty, top of the key, guarded by Lampkins. Behind the back, hesitation, swings to the right wing to Gondrzik. Now to the right corner. Thompson pulls for three. That's way short. Air ball pulled down by the Bobcats. It's Amani Burt going the other way.
Both teams throwing up threes right now, and it's not working. They need to try to get the ball inside. Michigan with Thome and Ohio with Lampkins.
Burke, a wild drive, got away with a travel, didn't get away with the charge as she runs over Jillian Dunstan. An offensive foul, another turnover for the Bobcats. Things going Michigan's way here in the second half.
And that's Burke's third. She just, great job there by the Michigan defense getting in her way, going down, and that's an easy call. Like you said, got away with a travel. It doesn't matter. And right now, Ohio cannot score a basket. It's been 3:25 since their last.
Now Kenray Johnson checks into the game for Sierra Thompson, taking a short break. It's Gondrzik leading the way for the Wolverines. Has the ball top of the key, guarded by Jenkins. Gondrzik dribbling back and forth, swings to the left wing. Danielle Williams. Back up top it goes to Kaiser Gondrzik. Gondrzik, the freshman, swings to the right wing to Flaherty. Flaherty guarded closely by Bosinger. Back up top to Gondrzik. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Gondrzik drives with the left hand, throws up a tough floater off the rim. No good. Rebound yanked down by Williams. Pulled it away from a nearby Bobcat. Now an inside pass from Gondrzik, easily pickpocketed by the Bobcats.
As a force into Johnson there, and the Bobcats right in the way of that one.
Going the other way, Lampkins runs into the help defense. Outlets to Weatherspoon. Now back up top it goes to Jenkins. Swings to the near side corner. Pump fake, and now pulling for three is Katie Barker. It's no good. Rebound pulled down, though, by Weatherspoon, and she is fouled on the way back up. It's a foul. It's going to go, I believe, against Danielle. No. I think that's Jillian Dunstan.
Dunstan is bigger than every player on the court right now, but she wasn't able to bring in the rebound, and she just had to foul.
That would be Jasmine Weatherspoon.
Witherspoon there.
It's a 5 versus a 1-5. A little hard to tell from this distance. Weatherspoon knocks down the first free throw.
It's that dark green on black that I can't see, but right now you can't give Ohio free opportunities to try to get back into this game because they can't make a shot. Don't give them free points from the free throw line.
36-25, Michigan leads, 5:39 to go here in the third quarter. The second free throw up, around and out, rebound yanked down by Dunstan. Going the other way, it's Kaiser Gondrzik, swings to Flaherty on the left wing, guarded by Lampkins. Long skip pass to the far side to Williams. Gives it back to Gondrzik, now up top to Flaherty. Pump fakes, drives to the right elbow, pulls it back outside, and pulls for three. Nothing but net. Caitlin Flaherty has found the stroke, and that is good news for the Wolverines.
She looked like she might want to drive there, and then she decided, I'm just going to take it out on the wing, shoot a three.
Meanwhile, at the other end, quick take and a nifty finish from the left side with the right hand from Yamoni Jenkins. Getting two back for the Bobcats. They trail by 12. Now Williams picks up her dribble on the baseline, finds a Kenray Johnson. Hard move to the basket, goes up, tough finish, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Bobcats.
Here, Johnson, you have to make that one there, right under the basket. You're the bigger player.
Now it's Jenkins again, trying her luck in the paint, bodied, no call, no bucket. Rebound pulled down by Dunstan, gives to Flaherty. Now Gondrzik wide open from the left wing, off back rim, no good. Got to knock those down. Rebound bounced back out to Flaherty, an open three, and Caitlin Flaherty has made her last three from behind the arc. She's given the Wolverines their largest lead of the game. They lead this one 42-27. You know, it's only a matter of time before Caitlin Flaherty found her stroke, and she has successfully shot her way out of the slump. She has half of her team's points, 21 out of Michigan's 42. They lead 42-27.
Well, after I think it was the second possession that Flaherty had her first three, she's been calling for the ball, walking down the court every single possession. She wants the ball in her hands. Ohio can't do anything to stop her. They're in foul trouble. Flaherty all of a sudden getting hot. She's still just 3 of 8 from 3. That's not bad. It's the 8 of 8 from the free throw line that I think got her going. And right now, you just got to find Caitlin Flaherty. She's been shooting the threes from both wings. She hit one from the top of the key. It's been deep threes. And right now, Caitlin Flaherty is carrying this team, like you said, half of Michigan's points.
Now the T-shirt toss occurring here at Crisler Arena. Saw the crowd about as animated as they've been since that halftime show. The clothing change. What's the technical term for that, Chris?
That is a quick change artist, which is absolutely incredible. If you've never seen it, it's these people that come out in these large, like different. They come out. She came out in a big blue dress, and then it went inside a little thing for about a second and changed into a completely different outfit. Did that about 6 or 7 times. Did one, I just can't even describe it. I really hope they keep it for the men's game because that was really awesome.
Absolutely. Good halftime entertainment. Flaherty now with 13 points here in the second half. 3 for 3 from behind the arc. And 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and hit a breakaway layup to go along with those buckets. She is getting buckets and taking over this game.
It's only been, it hasn't even been 6 minutes yet, but like you said, 13 points in the second half. Great job by our stat department there. And if you're Ohio, there's not much you can do at this point because it's sure looking your record is going to be tainted real quick.
Yeah, Caitlin Flaherty outpacing, I would say, both teams in the first and second quarters of this game here at the beginning of this third quarter. 4:37 to go in the third. We're about ready to get back underway. The Wolverines leading the Ohio Bobcats 42-27.
You know, you got to remember Jenkins has 4 fouls, Burke has 3, Witherspoon 3, and Bozinger 3. I believe all 3 of them are on the court right now because they need to be for the road team to have any chance at this game.
It'll be Kiera Lampkins taking it the other way, guarded by Williams, runs into a double, spins in the lane, puts up a tough shot, no good. And off the floater, the rebound pulled down by Flaherty, who was fouled quickly by Lampkins, kind of stumbled over her as Flaherty was looking to push the break, and that's going to be Lampkins' second foul. Ohio very foul prone throughout this entire game.
I will be honest, it looked like Flaherty just fell there. I didn't think she had any contact with Lampkins, but she got the call. Michigan's got to do something with the possession. Up 15.
Thompson bounces it over to Williams on the left wing. Williams guarded closely by Agler. Up top it goes to Flaherty. Swings it to the left wing. Thompson looking for Thome down low. Now gets a screen. Dribbles to her right, to the far side. Gondrzik from the corner into the lane. Tough floater through a double team. No good. Rebound pulled down by Agler. Agler, long pass up ahead to Lampkins. Floated up. Finishes through contact. A ready layup is good, and she'll be headed to the charity stripe for one more. That's a key bucket for a Bobcats team, just clinging to a thread, desperately trying to stay alive in this game.
Well, they've been feeding Thome all day long. They've been forcing it in and turning the ball over about 1,000 times already. They finally get her open on a pick and roll. Instead, they go in the corner. They get an ugly runner towards the basket. It's quick transition for Ohio. This is what they need to get back in the game. This free throw could get them within 12.
Yeah, I saw that too. Thompson, getting the pass inside to Thome could be difficult in and of itself because Thompson can't really, jump and pass it over the defense given her height, but Thome was open at the rim. The free throw is good. Ohio now trails 42-30. Thompson brings it quickly past the timeline, swings to Gondrzik on the right wing. Kaiser Gondrzik back up top to Nicole Munger, fresh into the game. Up top to Flaherty it goes. Back out to Gondrzik, right wing. Takes it back out, resets to Thompson. 13 on the shot clock. Thompson cross-court skip pass mishandled by Nicole Munger. Tapped around, and it goes out of play on the baseline off of the Bobcats.
If Ohio does that job, there's their job. That's the turnover. They're doing a great job of shutting down Thome. They can't get it in. They had to force pass it there to Munger, and that should have been a turnover for the Ohio Bobcats.
Michigan slow to get going off the baseline inbounds. They get it into Thome, but just as she receives the ball, she cuts to the rim and walks. Another turnover for the Wolverines.
That'll be her first. Thome also with 3 fouls, as well as Gondrzik also 3 fouls. So Michigan needs to watch that, but so far they're just fine.
Agler and Amani Burke horizontally back and forth across the timeline, breaks the press. And now it's Katie Barker back up top to Lampkins, swings to the far side. Witherspoon, strong move, hop step into the lane. The floater no good off rim. Rebound pulled down by the Wolverines. Now it's Flaherty on the left wing, drives into the paint. Quick hesitation move, everything but the bucket. Rebound yanked down by Thome. She goes up and draws a foul and will head to the free throw line.
Tough layup, should have gone in. But on the other side, Thompson got completely beat. She was out of position. They were able to drive the ball, just couldn't go in for the Bobcats. Nothing falling for Ohio.
Thome's first free throw tickles the twine. Michigan takes a 43-30 lead.
And that is Witherspoon's 4th foul. That is 2 players now, Witherspoon and Jenkins for Ohio with 4 fouls.
Thome's second also fouls. Working with a lisp here. It's Amani Burke. Back to Agler. Inside to Lampkins. Left elbow. Back outside it goes. Burke tries a drive. Tough floater. No good. Draws a foul. And it looked to me like Nicole Munger was backpedaling and had her hands up the whole way. That, as much as any other call I've seen today, a bit of a bailout.
A complete bailout. That was a terrible shot that she put up. Munger bails her out. This could be 2 free points, which is what Ohio needs right about now.
Amani Burke's first free throw rattled home, cutting the Michigan lead to a 44-31 tally. And, to her credit, she did a good job of initiating contact. The second free throw clangs off the back rim. Munger pulls down the rebound. Munger takes it up the court herself, hands it off to Flaherty. They swing it over to Thompson on the right wing, pulls for 3, knocks it down. Sierra Thompson, last time she shot from there, hit nothing. This time she hits nothing but net. The Wolverines quickly into their press. Ohio breaks it. Burke weaves her way back and forth into the lane. A prayer off the glass, hits nothing but the glass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Thompson. Over to Gondrzik, right wing, pump fake, drives into the lane, dishes to Thome inside, goes up with it, yes, and the foul, Hallie Thome. A good finish in traffic, but a great bounce pass from Kaiser Gondrzik to find her just inside that left block.
And that's going to be on Lampkins. That's her third. By far their best player with Princess Leia hairdo.
Got the double buns.
And Thompson, before that 3, was 1 of 10, 1 of 5 from 3. She's 2 of 5 from 3 now, 2 of 11. And Michigan on a roll right now. Free throws good, up by 19.
50-31 is your score. Michigan 23 points in this quarter, 27 heading into halftime. At the other end, it's Lampkins quickly darting to the hoop, everything but the bucket. No good. Rebound, though, pulled down by Weatherspoon. Lampkins gets it, outlets it to Barker, hands it off to Yamoni Jenkins, top of the key, guarded by Gondrzik. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Dribbles, dishes to Lampkins, driving baseline, charges right through Hallie Thome. The floater, no good, a scoop shot, but she does draw a foul as Thome made strong contact inside the restricted area.
I'm not quite sure what Thome was trying to do there because it looked like she purposely jumped in her way just to slam her to the ground. It looked like it was going to be a tough shot for her to make, but the word we've been using all day, bailout.
First one, no good from Lampkins. And, Thome would be better served there. Really trying to avoid the contact, To be a big physical player, you got to be willing to bang down low, but you also got to know when to get out of the way and just use your length to bother the shot. And that is, as you were pointing out to me, Hallie Thome's 4th foul of the game.
Thome also 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Michigan 17 of 17. That's good in the NBA, let alone women's college basketball.
Yeah, it's a coach's dream right there. Lampkins' second free throw up and good, moving Ohio to 10 of 18 from the charity stripe. It's Thompson giving over to Williams on the left wing. Danielle Williams over to Dunston, hands it off to Gondrzik at the top of the key, gets a screen to her left from Dunston, swings it over to Thompson, now right wing, drives baseline, goes up with the floater. Yes, Sierra Thompson scored her last 2 buckets. Michigan leads by 20.
Michigan understands maybe we shouldn't be forcing up these threes. Go to the basket and get these easy shots against this awful defense.
Awkward scoop shot, no good from Jenkins, and now Michigan pushing the pace yet again. It's Gondrzik weaving into the paint, dumps it down low to Dunston, who puts it up and puts it in. The points coming like rain for the Wolverines.
I mean, we were talking about it at the start of the game. Ohio's just too small. It feels like Michigan's got a 5-inch advantage in every matchup.
At the other end for Ohio, on the wing, it's Lampkins. Hesitation, drives into the lane, throws up a righty hook shot, no good. But a foul called on Jillian Dunston, and she looks frustrated with the whistle, to say the least.
She looked like she was in good guarding position, had both of her arms above her head. I'm not exactly sure what she was supposed to do. Maybe she was backpedaling a little bit. Either way, Ohio way out of this one right now.
Lampkins' first free throw is good. And to be fair, to give the refs the benefit of the doubt, there's a lot of body-to-body contact that definitely goes on, as all savvy defenders will do their best to influence shots where the refs can't see, but the refs have a better vantage point than we do.
Oh, yeah, the refs are doing great today.
At the other end, Gondrzik tries to force a pass in, gets deflected all the way to the far side of the court where Williams claims it.
That's lucky.
Now Thompson back to Gondrzik, gets a screen from Kayla Robbins to her right, top of the key. Crossover into the lane, gives it off to Dunstan. Gondrzik really facilitating well, and Dunstan finishes at the rim.
Dunstan 2 rebounds away from a double-double. She's got 18 points right now, made both of her shots.
The Wolverines have more than doubled their total from the first half in this third quarter alone. At the top of the key for Ohio is Katie Barker, swings it to the far side to Bosinger, but before she can drive into the lane, an off-ball foul is called. Tumbling to the hardwood is number 10, Dominique Dosek. She will go to the stripe as Ohio is in the bonus. First free throw up and good from Dosek.
So it's looking like best case for Ohio. They're down by 20. Michigan at the last possession of the third quarter. They can run it all the way down. An unbelievably good third quarter by Michigan.
Second free throw short. Off front rim pulled down by Dunstan. She'll give it to Sierra Thompson. And now 22 seconds left in the third quarter. The shot clock is off. Thompson initiating from the top of the key. Bounces it over to the left wing to Gondrzik. Back up top now to Thompson. Thompson swings it to the right wing to Flaherty. Back up to Thompson. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. 8 seconds now over to Flaherty on the left wing. Cleared out for Flaherty. Drives to her right. Dishes to Gondrzik. Deep three. Top of the key off backboard. No good. The horn sounds. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Michigan takes control of the game. Scorches the Nets. They lead 56-35 after 3. We head into the fourth quarter here on WCBN FM Ann Arbor's broadcast of Michigan women's basketball.
You know, in the first quarter, what I've noticed, there were two types of possessions for Michigan. There was one where they were trying to force it into Thome and turning the ball over inevitably. And then there was the ones where Flaherty and Thompson were throwing up gross threes that were never going to fall. I don't know what they said at halftime, but it worked because here in the third quarter, these are smart possessions. They're going inside to Dunstan, inside to Thome, only when they're open. They're making their threes. Flaherty is as hot as can be. Ohio playing a little more conservative now because they have five players, with 3 or 4 fouls. Of course, in college, 5 is it. And Michigan taking advantage of the fact that Ohio really can't do that much on defense. Ohio's bench, they started out super animated, energetic. Right now, they are dead. They're in that huddle thinking, man, we have a 4-hour drive ahead of us, and we're going to be the losers in this one.
Yeah, in hostile territory, it's a little more difficult to really get your bearings, turn things around, and rally to victory. Down by 21, it's more salvaging moral victories at this point, especially when you're shooting the way Ohio has been. Haven't made a field goal in the last 4 minutes. They've had several such droughts, it seems.
It's been the whole game.
Yeah, they've made 2 of their last 13. They're doing their best to catch the Wolverines in the turnover category. They've got 14 and Michigan's 19.
They're trying.
To be fair, Michigan only 3 turnovers there in that third quarter as they scorched the net. And the thing about the shots that Flaherty and Thompson were taking in the first half, they may have looked ugly because they were all rattling out, clanging out, missing. But when they're falling, they're good shots, and these are shots that these players will routinely hit in practice, and that's why they take them so confidently in these games, despite going a combined 2 of 19 in the first half. Eventually, water finds its level, and these players' jumpers are about as wet as water here in this third quarter.
We've been using that word bailout all day long. Ohio scored 14 points in the third quarter. 8 of those are from the free throw line. They're only 3 of 14 in the third quarter. They've only scored 6 points in actual baskets. It's been the refs bailing this Ohio Bobcat team out.
They've been drawing fouls.
Now, sure. I shouldn't say that. The refs are doing a fine job, but it's just been the Michigan defense bailing them out. That's the only success they've had. I shouldn't say it about the refs. They're doing a fantastic job. I think
that's phrased a bit better. Ohio still going from left to right. It's Lampkins, top of the key, guarded by Thompson. Shazer toward her left hand, stops in the lane, dishes to Barker, right corner 3. No good. Rebound poked around. Foul called, however, on the floor. I think that one is going to go against Hallie Thome.
Jeez, that's it.
Looked like she was just cleanly boxing out Bosinger down low. But, yeah, that's going to be the game for Hallie Thome. Got a quick 19 seconds in the fourth quarter, and now we'll hit the bench. Kayla Robbins taking her place.
She may have her arm hooked, but if you're the Michigan defense, giving Barker that open 3, yeah, you can take that all day long. They're 2 of 18 from 3. You can have all the threes you want, Ohio.
Barker shooting 38% on the season from three, but given how Ohio's gone this game, I'd say that Michigan will be more than content to give them those looks. Off the inbounds, another foul. That one on, I believe, Caitlin Flaherty.
Flaherty once again. Ohio had the three. She came up on her and just hit her. Michigan 2 early fouls. If Ohio wants any chance at this one, they need that.
Barker inbounds from the sideline. Lampkin spins through the lane,
come on.
puts up the lefty layup. Got to have those. No good. It falls off the rim to Flaherty, who pushes the pace, picks up her dribble, swings to the right wing to Gondrzik. Gondrzik takes one dribble back, top of the key to Thompson. Flaherty's wide open in the left corner. She doesn't find her. Instead gives to Gondrzik, who rattles out a three. No good. Robbins pulls down the rebound. No good. Second effort is blocked out of bounds.
Man, Flaherty wide open in that left wing. I was getting excited for another three-pointer. But if you're Ohio, this is how your day's going. A missed wide open layup from your best player tonight from Lampkins.
Off the inbound, it's knocked away by Lampkins, but picked up by Robbins. Feeds Gondrzik, 24 on the shot clock. Thompson down low to Robbins. One bounce dribble, tries to outlet it, and it's knocked away. Almost stolen by Katie Barker, and she careens into the Michigan bench trying to save it from out of bounds. To no avail, Michigan inbounding from the sideline, 18 seconds to go on the shot clock. 9:06 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Flaherty's hand in the air. She wants that ball. She's going to take this shot as she inbounds it right now.
Flaherty into Dunston. Bounces it back to Flaherty. Quick trigger from the right wing. Nothing but net.
She understands how she's feeling right now.
Step inside the arc. Flaherty can do no wrong right now. Ohio taking their time, breaking the Michigan pressure. It'll be Agler. Breaking it, swinging to the right wing to Jenkins. Back up top. Finds Dominique Dosek. Badly misses left on a three-point attempt.
Agler, I can't believe it. She drove in and there were no defenders, but she wasn't looking at the basket. She was looking at who to pass to. She had a wide open layup, no defenders in the area.
I don't know. I thought Michigan's help defense was pretty good, given that no one was on the perimeter either. You know, they've got to be somewhere on the court. I thought it was a pretty good pass. Ohio got a very open look, and
I don't know.
No good. Meanwhile, at the other end, offensive foul on Kayla Robbins, trying to set an off-ball foul on the screen. You know, when Michigan's up 23 points, I think we can afford to take the time to hash out previous possessions rather than
it looked like to me there was no one in her way. She had the layup, but she wasn't looking at the basket. Anyway.
That's a tough finish, and Ohio has had their fair share of tough finishes.
She would have missed it either way.
Now Agler, other end, turns with it, back up top to Yamoni Jenkins. Jenkins drives quickly into the paint and finishes with the right hand.
Yes,
Blew by Maria Backman. Lightning quick from Yamoni Jenkins. She's done that a few times. Ohio's done that a few times, only to blow it at the finish.
They finally finished.
Now it's Flaherty at the other end. Pass faked and then traveled as she tried to dart into the lane. Another turnover for the Wolverines.
And I've been complaining about that all day. It's not the women's game because the men do it all the time too. It's just in college basketball in general, they just get excited and start running without dribbling the ball. It's the most basic thing they teach you in elementary school.
You know, maybe it's just that everybody does it and they don't call the travels in the NBA.
Oh,
but
no,
I lean more toward, you know, it's just not as high of a level of basketball as the NBA. Now it's Lemkin spinning in the lane, putting up a righty hook shot, didn't even catch the rim. Rebound pulled down by Dunston. Now Thompson, other way, drives through traffic and finishes with the right hand. Great dribbling by Thompson. I think Ohio's defense counting on her to swing it to the outside. But no, she just went straight to the bucket.
Michigan going for the trap right now.
At the other end, it's Jenkins swinging to the far side wing, gets it back, drives into the paint, righty scoop shot, yet again, no good. Thrown off by Dunston's presence at the rim. Now a savvy pass through traffic up ahead to Gondrzik on the left wing, filling her lane in transition and drawing a foul near the rim. The foul called, that's a shooting foul, I do believe.
Yes.
So Gondrzik will be taking two from the line.
I don't know how it gets much more intentional than that one. She just, I guess she went for the ball, but there wasn't anything Lampkins could do. All of a sudden, 3 players with 4 fouls for Ohio.
Gondrzik's first free throw up and good. You know, the utility of having players stay in the game and avoid foul trouble is a little diminished when the game is already out of reach, I should say. Gondrzik knocks down the second free throw, 62-37 your score in favor of the Wolverines, who have run away with this game in the second half. It's Yamoni Jenkins, back over to Agler on the right wing, bounces it to Katie Barker, right wing, quick trigger 3, no good.
2 of 20.
Rebound pulled down by Danielle Williams. Up ahead it goes to Flaherty, driving quickly into the paint. Righty hook shot rattles around and in.
Wow.
Put that up almost as an afterthought, and timeout called by Ohio's head coach, Bob Bolden. Got to be pretty pissed with what he's seeing out there right now.
The touch.
Total apathy on both ends for the Ohio Bobcats. They're not really working for great offensive looks. They're not getting stops on the defensive end. They have completely melted down. They have been outscored, and I'm no math major, but 37-16 here in the second half. Still 6:51 to go in the fourth quarter.
Michigan in the second half is outscoring Ohio in the game right now. And folks, we will remind you that tonight at 9:00 p.m., it is the University of Michigan men's basketball team here at Crisler Arena as they take on the 1-8 Central Arkansas Bears. Michigan, a 26-point favorite, coming off of that tough defeat in Los Angeles, California. Leo brought that to you live as Michigan fell to the UCLA Bruins, the number 2 team in the country. Morris,
That was a hell of a game.
That was, 50-50 at the half. Michigan was, I think, 14 of 17 or something from three. It's just crazy. It just shows how good UCLA is as they were able to keep that up in the second half. They were able to win the game at Michigan. They will beat any team in the Big Ten if they play like that, or even half as good as how they played in that first half.
Well, I'm going to stop you there, Chris. They still lost by what was it?
In the first half. In the first half.
Well, yeah. If Michigan goes bonkers from the field in the first half, if Zach Irvin and Derek Walton combine to shoot,
I'll tell you, it doesn't feel like the Big Ten is that good this year. Michigan State is dead. Indiana, I can't even name another team that's good.
No, Maryland has struggled against some mediocre teams. Wisconsin's lost a fair deal. Indiana, they lost to Fort Wayne earlier.
Yeah, you're right.
It is a conference that's there for the taking. I don't think Michigan's going to be, really in that upper tier top 3 teams. But
if this is anyone's Big Ten, Michigan State was supposed to be the powerhouse. They're playing terrible.
It feels weird to say this about a John Beilein coach team, but if they can figure things out on the offensive end, I think that things will work out well. But thus far, I think seem to be lacking answers aside from that first half against UCLA.
Of course.
Meanwhile, back in this game, 6:45 to go. It's Yamoni Jenkins swinging to the near side to Agler. Now it goes to the far corner. 3-point shot, no good from Dosek. And now going the other way is the Wolverines. It's Gondrzik to Munger on the left wing. Back up top to Thompson. Over to Gondrzik on the right side. Back over to Munger, well behind the arc. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Munger guarded by Barker. Over to the left wing. Williams skip past. Far side, Gondrzik. Hesitation move into the lane with the right hand and puts it home over her defender, Yamoni Jenkins, who had to back off to avoid fouling out of the game.
Morris, I will continue to count it. 2 of 21 from 3 for Ohio as they almost turned the ball over right there. Their subs are on their way into the game probably right now. Ohio is waving that white flag.
Foul called on Nicole Munger as Jenkins tried to weave her way back to the top of the key. Subs are coming in. It's Kendall Jessing, Burke, and a player it is Hannah Thome, the fraternal twin of Hallie Thome. Unfortunately for her, Hallie fouled out of the game, so they won't get some time on the court together.
That's nice.
It's Burke driving from the left wing into the paint, puts up a righty floater, no good, but draws a foul on Nicole Munger, who's picked up 2 fouls in very rapid succession since subbing into this game.
Ohio already in the bonus. This is the 5th foul in the quarter for Michigan. Ohio only with 1 foul, so if you're the Bobcats, I don't know, maybe get a little happy about that.
Is that not what you want out of your bench to
It is,
give
I guess.
a jolt?
I don't know. I feel if I'm the coaching staff right now, I've kind of stopped watching. I got my phone out playing Words with Friends.
This is why you're not a college
This is why I'm not a college coach, exactly.
Burke's first free throw good. The second one also knocked down. Going the other way are the Wolverines. Still got their starters in. It's Gondrzik on the left wing. Up top to a Kenray Johnson. Over to the right wing. Sierra Thompson thought about a 3. Instead takes it down. Swings to Munger right wing. Drives into the paint. Long pass to the near side corner. Skip pass looking for Williams, or sorry, Kenray Johnson tipped away and out of bounds. Michigan maintains possession. 15 seconds on the shot clock. It's Sierra Thompson at the top of the key. Over to Gondrzik, left wing, fading for three. No good off front rim. Rebound pulled down by Munger, and she draws a foul.
Munger looked like she wanted to get in the jump ball position. She was trying to fight off. That was her teammate. That was Johnson. I think she thought it was an Ohio Bobcat, but two Wolverines fighting for the rebound there.
Got to pad those stats, Chris. Off the baseline, inbound, it's Gondrzik driving into the lane. Her pass out to the right corner to Thompson is picked off. Going the other way are the Bobcats. Crossover into the lane goes Agler. It's poked away from behind by Gondrzik. Good job recovering for the turnover to prevent a look at the rim.
For those who do care, Thompson with the double-double. She's got 10 points, 12 rebounds, and Dunstan 4 points away. She's at 6 and 10.
Inbound goes to Kiera Lampkins. Hesitation move guarded well by Thompson. Swings it back out to the perimeter. Finds Jessing. Up top it goes to Barker. Back over to Amani Burke, left wing. Up top it goes to Jessing. Driving into the paint. Has her pocket picked by Thompson, and she knocked it out of bounds off of Kendall Jessing, the 6-foot sophomore out of Sylvania, Ohio.
Wow.
Commits the turnover. Now going the other way, it is Sierra Thompson as Kayla Robbins and Caitlin Flaherty head to the scorer's table. Thompson over to the left wing to Gondrzik, back up top to a Kenray Johnson. Over to Thompson, just beyond the arc, bounces it inside to Dunstan at the free throw line, drives to the rim, goes up with the right hand, no good. Foul on the floor after the shot is going to go against, I believe, a Kenray Johnson.
Yep.
And that's a loose ball foul that will send the Bobcats to the free throw line, as they are, as you said earlier, in the bonus. They trail 66-39, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. 4 minutes and 37 seconds to go here in the game.
Some interesting stats for those just tuning in. 19 of 19, Michigan from the free throw line. And Ohio from the three-point line, 2 of 21. I will continue to count it down. Flaherty's getting hot. Thompson's got a double-double. Michigan has a victory in 4 minutes, 37 seconds.
The first free throw, no good from Kendall Jessing. And their struggles from everywhere continue as she bricks the second one as well.
Come on, guys. Can you at least get 40?
They may be called free throws, but they've been free in name only for the Bobcats. Up top it goes to Caitlin Flaherty. Swings to the right wing to Kenray Johnson. Swings the ball to the right, drives into the lane, no good. Kayla Robbins pulls down the offensive rebound. She is an athletic beast on the offensive glass. She goes up, second effort, no good. She draws the foul.
Well, from up here, she looks like the biggest player on the court, and that title has been Michigan's at any time in this game. They've always had the biggest player, not the biggest two, in Thome. And now Robbins
checks in at 6'1".
Well,
first free throw, a line drive off the left side of the rim, backboard and off.
Well, I'm way up here, so I guess they all look kind of small. She's been playing bigger, though. As my heart is broken, that's 2 free throws now missed. Their first 2 of the game.
Breaks the perfect streak. Now Gondrzik drives into the lane, loses it, but it's ruled that it went out of bounds off of an Ohio Bobcat. And now subbing in is Maria Backman as Kaiser Gondrzik is out of the game. An inconsistent on and off game for the freshman. Made some nice passes, though.
Yeah, 2 of 12, shooting 0 of 5 from 3.
Off the inbound, they find Robbins cutting to the bucket. Draws another foul. Good vision and a good pass from the baseline by Danielle Williams. And Robbins, a chance to redeem herself from the line.
Ohio can't seem to get any offensive rebounds. They have 0 field goals in the last 403. That only spans 4 shots.
Robbins knocks down her first free throw. Michigan now only 20 of 22 from the line. It makes that 20 of 23 as she bricks the second. Rebound pulled down by the Bobcats. It's Hannah Thome. Gets it out to Agler. Over to Burke, top of the key. Amani Burke. Over to Agler on the left wing. Drives baseline. Turns it outside. Back to Thome. Into the paint she goes. Tough floater. Off front rim. No good. Rebound by Burke. Puts it up and draws a foul on Kayla Robbins.
Flaherty got a piece of that first shot. Got to get the offensive rebound, or defensive rebound, excuse me. Instead Burke does, and she will shoot 2.
A lot of traffic, a lot of active hands. And that paint made it so that Michigan could not get a secure and easy rebound. First free throw is good from Amani Burke. The lead is 67-40 for the Maize and Blue, wearing all white today. Burke knocks down the second free throw, 67-41 your score. Breaking out in transition, Robbins wide open, pump fakes, and finishes. Nobody around her now. The Wolverines 69-41.
That was Adler's block if she would have just thrown that layup up. Great pump fake.
A great presence of mind. Now at the other end, Kiera Lampkins finally gets one to fall at the rim, finishing through traffic with the right hand.
She's 5 of 12, by far Ohio's most consistent player.
69-43, Michigan leads. It's Flaherty on the left wing, guarded by Lampkins, slowly crosses back and forth, gets a screen from Robbins, skip pass to the right corner. Johnson pump fake, steps inside the arc, pulls for a long two, no good. Rebound pulled down by Amani Burke. Burke with speed into the paint, awkward floater, no good. Went off the wrong foot there. Robbins pulls down the rebound, and Flaherty, quick pass up ahead and a throw, deflects it out of play without even seeing the ball, just had her hands up, read the eyes of a Kenray Johnson, and prevented that from being a transition bucket for the Maize and Blue.
I would hope she wouldn't ever make that pass in a game that actually mattered, in a game that actually counted. That was a really risky pass. That was never going to get to her. Michigan lucky to get the ball back.
A risky pass, also inaccurate as Flaherty checks out of the game. Bounce pass inside on the inbound. No good by Robbins. Rebound pulled down by, I think that's Kieja Peace. She also misses a far more open look at the rim.
Wow.
On by the Bobcats.
2-3 zone here for Michigan.
2-3 zone indeed. It's Burke. Up top to Dosek. Back over to the left wing. They're swinging it around the perimeter. And now driving into the paint as Dosek swings it to the right corner. Trying a three is Tamish Stinson, and she knocks it down.
You should have put her in from the beginning.
3 for 22 from behind the arc.
On fire.
Tamish Stinson, the most interesting name on the Bobcats. Also 1 for 1 from deep.
Yes.
It's a Kenray Johnson on the left wing. Gets a screen from Peace, drives into the lane, gets it poked away by Burke. Now Dosek going the other way. Has a man on the right wing. It's Jessing. Goes into the lane on the right side. Flips up a lefty shot. No good. Rebound tied up.
Good job by Burke.
Between Robbins and Burke. And yes, it is a jump ball. Favoring Michigan is the possession arrow. 2:01 to go here in the fourth quarter. 69-46. Michigan going to comfortably walk away with a victory in this one.
Johnson had the rebound there. Great job by Burke just grabbing the ball, getting some sort of possession. It is Michigan ball at the end of the day, but it was a good jump ball forced.
Williams over to a Kenray Johnson, top of the key to Robbins. Poked away, but Robbins tracks it down. Now it's Maria Backman picking up her dribble 30 feet from the basket, swings it over to Kenray Johnson in the left corner. Dribbles to the top of the key. Her pass, however, turned over. Going the other way are the Bobcats. It's Dosek over to the left corner. Finds Tamish Stinson. Back over to the right wing. It goes Amani Burke for three. It's an air ball, but the rebound tapped around, clearly out of bounds off of Kayla Robbins. But
what did we say about this Stinson? What did we say about number 20? We give her the ball now.
Yeah, it didn't happen on that possession. I think the refs missed a call, but at this point it's purely academic. 69-46, 1:11 to go in the game. A Kenray Johnson, right wing, gets a screen from Kieja Peace. Dribbles to her left, hands off to Backman. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Backman back and forth over to Johnson, left wing. Johnson slowly pushes her way into the paint. Over to Williams, got away with a travel. Back to Johnson, bullying her way on the baseline, puts it up, air ball. A very ugly offensive possession for the Michigan Wolverines. They've got all of their offensive playmakers on the bench right now. It's to be expected.
This is to remind you folks that it'll be myself, Chris Figler, Morris Fabry, and Dalton Bataki.
Where did Dalton go? He hasn't been
I don't know where Dalton is, actually.
Basically the whole second half.
So it might not be Dalton Pataki for the men's basketball game. Starts at 9 o'clock here on WCBN Sports. I apologize to the women playing right now, but thought I'd inform the world.
No, man, gotta pimp the brand when you're broadcasting. Anyway, a miss from Burke at the rim at the other end. It's going to be Danielle Williams dribbling out the clock for the Maize and Blue. 69-46. Going to be your final here from Crisler Arena. The Wolverines, with the win, will move to 9-3 on the season, dealing the Ohio Bobcats their first loss of the season. They are now 7-1, the Wolverines. Next game on the docket will be here at noon, December 17th. If I am correct, that will be, Wednesday's the 14th, Thursday's
That's
the
Saturday,
15th.
Saturday.
Saturday at noon against Vermont. We will be on the call, WCBN Sports.
Right after that, the men will be playing Furman.
Your
I believe.
story here from Crisler Arena, a red-hot second half from Caitlin Flaherty leads the Wolverines to victory. She finishes with 25 points on 7 of 17 from the field, but she also went 7 of 7 from the field in the second half.
That's amazing.
Sorry, 6 of 7.
I was going to say
6 of 7. She missed a shot somewhere
Yes, she
along
did.
the way. Damn her. She should have been perfect.
Dang it, Caitlin.
All right, either way, an incredible second half for Flaherty. A solid win for the Wolverines. Any final thoughts before we get ready for that men's game?
You guys should tune in. Central Arkansas. I know they're 1-8 and they're a really bad team, but it's going to be a great game.
It's going to
folks.
be a great call, absolutely.
A great barn burner. Guys, thank you so much for listening. For more Spobbery, I'm Chris Pickler. Good night. Go Blue.